Hey, Step friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Kuhn, and today I'm sharing with you my card creations for the Reindeer Fun Card Class Club that I do once a month. This month we're using the Reindeer Fun bundle, so it's a stamp set with matching dies. We've created 4 cards with this design. These were actually designed by Linda Day. She's my co-designer for our club. And I have next month for my designs. So super fun. I love this set. The fun things about this one is that I'm interchanging some of the designer series paper today because sometimes designer series paper will sell out and it won't be available until a later date. And so I'm showing you how we use the fun reindeer days, and then also I'm using the Take a Bow designer series paper for our cards today. All right, let me go ahead and show you each card and the bonus card for this one. So if you were one of the lucky people who signed up on day 1 on sign up, you get a bonus card in your kit. So I have another video how to make this one. I'll reference that for you guys in your email, so that way you know how to make this fun fold. So everyone can make this one, but those who were in my kit class who were the first ones to register get that one for free from me. So that's super fun. These cards right here are adorable. They are so cute. I am in love with them. We're going to start with our easiest one first. We'll grab that one. And let's get close up so you can see this cute little Merry Christmas. We have a little bit of background stamping here, that beautiful designer series paper, and we are using some stamping blends for this fun coloring. Let's set that aside and grab our basic white card base. So your kit will look like this. You'll take each piece out, and then I want you to pick the designer series paper you have. So I have the presents for this version of it, and for the Take a Bow version, I have this fun one, which is double-sided, so it can go either way if I want it to be more of a dark green with that red, or if I want it to have that fun multicolor. I think we're gonna go ahead and do the multicolor similar to our original here. We'll go ahead and glue this down to our card base. Measurements are available to order if you did not get this kit from me, and you're like, I really want to know what all these measurements are. Send me an email, which will be in the description below, and I can get that PDF sent out to you. If you are a Card Kit Club member, that comes to you with your class, so you can make these over and over and over again. And the DSP is something you have to cut yourself. That way you can pick which one you want. All right, we need just a little bit of stamping here. Let's grab our foam mat and our real red. So we have our real red here. Let me slide this up a little bit higher. There we go. We have some stamping space. And we're going to take the bells, which is a very subtle step for this one, but it's totally worth it to add a little bit more extra detail. I want to grab a piece of paper. Let's see. I'm going to take the back of my PDF here. This is just printer paper. I'm putting it underneath it because I'm not going to stamp completely on that the whole time. We want to give some dimensions to it. So we're going to start in the left corner and then just make kind of like a triangle shape and turning that background of bells as we go. Some of it just having the bells, maybe just a little bit of the bow over here. A lot of it's going to be covered. So it doesn't matter as much as you would think, but it's nice to have something going in a functional direction there. Kind of see that's very subtle. Usually do odds. I have 5 on there right now, so it looks pretty good to me. Make sure you wash off that because you need to then go ahead and stamp your bells in Memento ink and stamp your reindeer also in Memento. So I did some pre-stamping and die cutting because that makes it go a little bit faster on here. So we have that already cut out, and all we have to do now is stamp our Merry Christmas. So let me grab our foam back out, and then we'll do some coloring. For this one, I have garden green. However, if you only have Granny Apple green and don't have the garden green, you can totally switch out these greens. Because of the background paper we're using, you have lots of choices. And if you're like, well, I kind of like the lighter green than the darker green, then totally change it up to what you like. All right, Merry Christmas. Go and grab that greeting, ink it up. Looks good. And I wanted to go a little bit to the left side because I want to create a banner at the end of this basic white. Looks good. If it messes up and it doesn't look good the first time, flip it over and try again on the other side. I'm gonna take my paper snips, so we'll just flag these ends. One in the center, and then one more here to the next. So edge to center, edge to center. And I got a little off there, so I'm gonna do a quick little fix trim. There, that looks better. Okay. Our last thing we need to stamp on this guy, which is very deceiving, but you can see this one has some cute little bling on it. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp that in the garden green. So I have that out still. Grabbing the harness. This part can be tricky to line up, so make sure you hover over for a little bit before you place down. And we're gonna take it, make sure it looks like it's nice and inked, so that it's on the back and around the collar, and just kind of pivot till it's in between both and press down. Nice, that one turned out really good. You'll notice it's two-tone though, and you're like, how does she stamp it in both colors? I didn't, I stamped in one color, and then I'm gonna grab my Real Red Stamping Blend, and I'm using the dark version of this one, and I'm gonna take the bullet side or the smaller tip side, and I'm just gonna color in just these little stripes here. So very carefully go down it, small strokes. Cute. I'm going to leave that center white to create a three-tone look here. Again, around his neck. Really nice. Super cute. Okay, now we're going to grab our pecan pie and our petal pink. Oops, I need to grab that one back out though too. Let's grab, because I need to finish off this bell. Again, just using that little tip here. Go very gently. Go in our middle first. Go straight up and down with it. And start outlining the center. Nice. Very lightly. I'm barely even touching it. Stamping blends, because they're alcohol based, do tend to bleed. So it's nice to have a color lifter if you get too crazy out of the lines. But if you love coloring, this is such a great method to use as the stamping blends. Okay, that turned out pretty good. All right, let's go back to our cute reindeer real quick. We're just using a little bit of that petal pink to go in the inner ear and on his tail, the back side. This is a white-tailed reindeer. All right. Pecan pie, grab that. I'm using the light one. You can use dark. I like the light because I could always go over it twice with the light to create some shading. I'm using more of the brush tip versus that little small point of a tip that we were using earlier for that small detail work, because this has a lot more space we need to cover. I do like to go on the outline of it first and then kind of color it in. That way I'm not going out of my lines on that first stroke, and I can be a little bit more careless as I color in the center. And then you just blend it all together. Okay, then this one I'm gonna go very carefully. You could switch it over to that little nub brush, but I'm just gonna use the brush in here, and went very softly with just the tip of it around that harness, where it looks like it has that basic white on the bells. Looks like kind of like a bells right there. Okay, coloring this in. My tip to you, if you got this card kit class, is to stamp all of your images first. Look through each card, see what the images are, grab those basic whites out, stamp them all at once, color them all at once, and then die cut them all at the same time as well. That will speed up your process. For the sake of this video, I'm doing it along with the card. But my true method is to stamp everything at once. And it makes it go a lot faster. And that's a great tip if you're mass producing, which usually we do for Christmas cards. as we want to get as many as we can out of one design. And so we can send them out for Christmas. I would love to know how many Christmas cards you guys make and send each year. Are you up in the hundreds yet? Are you more than 100, up to the 200s? So I have Smoky Slate Light and Smoky Slate Dark. I'm going to go ahead and over the whole bells with the light. And just using the brush tip because it has a good amount of space. And it doesn't have to be exact since it's all one color. 1, 2, 3. For some extra fun, I did take the dark and I went over that line. If you want to use Wink of Stella here instead, you could. But I'm just going to go ahead and go in that center line right there with the fine tip and create some extra dimension there. Cute, cute. Let me get both of those close up. Naughty me for keeping that out. Let me put that away so I don't make any inky mistakes. And let's get these up close so you can see how nicely colored those are. So, so cute and pretty simple. All right, those are our basic pieces. Let's go ahead and finish building this card. Next, we're gonna take our amazing Baker's Twine, the real red and the basic white, which I, of course, have put in a safe spot. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. In my prepare. I have a little basket over here that had all of my supplies in it. It was lost in there. We're gonna take this. There's no real measurement. I can give you kind of like a basic idea. About 15 inches. I rarely measure that. I usually will give myself some extra bow space, about 4 to 5 inches on one side, and we're gonna wrap it around twice. Give yourself that 5 inches again, take your paper snips, and then you can shimmy it wherever you need or rewrap it. And we're gonna tie a bow. I love Baker's Twine and linen thread for bow making because it's very forgiving. And I can do it over and over again. I usually do one bunny ear, wrap it around, and create the other one. Let's see, that one's. You can make a floppy or a tight bow, it's up to you. That looks really cute though. I'm gonna turn it just a little bit and then pull it tight. If you're concerned about this not coming out, feel free to grab a glue dot and set it behind there. Let's grab some dimensionals. And we're gonna pop this onto the center of our card. I like to have one on each corner and one in the center. If you want to secure that Baker's Twine, go ahead and put a dimensional on there as well. I'm gonna avoid it just in case if I need to move it. I don't want to limit myself if I need to change it, the location of it. We should be pretty good though. Okay, flip that over, go center. I like to hover above before I place it down. And that looks pretty good. Grab these guys. They also need some dimensionals on our reindeer and our bell. So I want my bell, I could probably get away with just 2 dimensionals. On our reindeer, I want one on his head, one on his backside. Avoid the legs. Those are pretty small, so they're hard to put on there. And then this one, I'm gonna avoid the non-bannered end because we wanna slide that underneath where our reindeer is. So go ahead and place our reindeer first, and then our bell. And our reindeer's gonna look like he's kind of jumping or dancing over this little Baker's Twine here. Cute, cute. Grab our bell. Say I have him a little bit higher than this guy is. You can go low or high, depending on your preference. And then this guy's gonna go at an angle on the top here, our cute little bell, and then our greeting. This one we're gonna slide underneath, so a little bit's behind, but not covering our words. And I just want a little bit of gap. I actually might go, well, that will be good. Okay. And that banner will come off onto the edge here. You can see that this one went a little bit more behind the head because I had it one a lot further down. Let me get closer, you can kind of see the difference between the two. So it just depends on where you want to place it. And then we need to embellish. We have these amazing pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive back dots. I'm gonna get close up so you can see this. Look how in the inside of these, they have a little ribbon look to it. It is really, really cool. And I don't think very many people know about this one yet, which is a nice find. Grab your paper snips and grab off 3. We need 1 large. Start getting that one off. There we go. Place it right about there. And 2 small. We're gonna make a triangle look, but we're not gonna have it exact triangle. It's gonna be, ooh, what's the name of that triangle? So one, it's gonna be higher than the other. 1, 2, 3, that looked like that. Really cute. And that's it for our first card. Pretty easy, but looks amazing. Look how fun those details are. That simple greeting of Merry Christmas. And if you want to add anything to the inside, just grab your stamp set and you can finish that greeting. So Merry Christmas, and then you can say may all your days be full of cheer on the inside, or whatever you want. Lots of options. All right, let's put this guy aside for a minute and we'll go on to our next card. Card number 2. We're going to be using the garden green card base. And I want to show you some fun things with this one. This one's pretty simple. Oh, let me get it back in camera for you. This one here, so cute. I'm loving this holly and the berries here. And you're like, wait a minute, our embellishments did not come in that real red. We're gonna use our stamping blends to color that, and it'll be amazing. So let me set this aside up here so I have it as a reference. And then all of our pieces. I already did our stamping. So for yours, you will need to stamp out that cute little mom and baby deer and then color it in. My tip for you, so I have lots of these so I can show you what happens when you don't do my tip. Here we go. This is the one I first did, and I try to line it up with my dies, and you can notice my poor little reindeer baby is missing some of its legs. And I was like, what? How did that happen? I lined this one up perfectly. So then I did it again, but before I die cut this one, I made sure to line it up the right way. So let me grab the die itself and show you how to do that. So here's our die here. And let me grab that stamp. We're going to face, photopolymer is very bendy. So if I just put it on a block, sometimes it won't go in the right position. So I'm going to flip it over because this is the way we need to attach it to the block. I'm going to flip my die over like this, and then I'm going to carefully stick it in to the spots that we will be die cutting. And it's easier when you have nice bright light on. I don't have a good lamp above me right now, but you can kind of get the idea. And I'm moving it. I'm picking it up and I'm fitting it inside where that die is. Once I think it looks good, I'll grab my clear block and I will use it to pick up that stamp set. And then I'll remove the die and then stamp and then die cut it out. And it will match perfectly. And your poor little baby won't be having crazy legs, or I had really bad antlers in one. So I mastered the baby in the next one. Got my legs here, but then my antlers are off. You see how they look like they have too much white space around it? So use that tip when you're getting ready to stamp and die cut your cute little reindeer out. Let's save my good ones. I'll keep that one's for another card, and we'll put my other not so good ones aside. All right. Stamping for this one, we just have a little bit, so let's grab our greeting. And I use the stylish shapes to die cut this fun banner out. We're gonna use that real red again. And we're going to do a little bit more coloring. So real red, open that up, make all your days be full of cheer. Ink it up. It does not feel like Christmas right now here in California. I was driving home from work and it was reading 84 degrees outside, which is just crazy. I know it's not quite Christmas weather time, but it should be at least fall weather. That turned out really, really nice. You'll notice a little bit of a curl will come out, but for the most part, it fits nicely in this fun little part here. That should be it for our stamping, I believe. So put the ink away and let's go ahead and do some coloring. I love this one's a combination of both dies and, let me grab our holly out. So here's just a die piece that has not been stamped at all. We'll be using that here in a minute, and the cute little berries that go with it as well. If you didn't have that fun embellishment, you could just get away with using the berries in there, and that would be really, really cute. Let's go ahead and color, again, a pecan pie and petal pink. Make sure we can see that. I like to have a little bit of more of a tender look to this one. Usually you think of antlers with the male deer, but for reindeer, it's actually females that have the antlers during the winter months. So technically, I think all of Santa's reindeer are girls because they also get their antlers. All right, so just a little bit of that petal pink. Grab your light pecan pie. Again, that one's my favorite go-to because of the light color, I should say, because they come in 2 packs. I'm using the tip side for these little parts on our baby deer here and probably around our ears. So that way you don't go into that nice petal pink we just did. And then on our little deer legs, these ones are tiny. You could use that very end of the brush tip if you wanted and get away with it, but just be on the safe side, I'm gonna go ahead and color this in. While I'm coloring this one, I'm actually gonna grab my second friend. We're gonna use that one in the next card. So we're gonna color all of them at the same time. Okay, now we're gonna switch over to the brush tip and we'll get this guy in too so we can color at the same time. Little tail and get some coloring in. So you'll notice that the artist naturally put in some little extra markings on here. If you want to go over that spot again to create some darker shading, that's what I suggest because it's already artist indicated. So right here on its breast of that baby deer, you can go over that again. Let's go over our mama deer. And this totally could be a dad deer too, right? Using the brush side for this whole, the larger one, help with our time. Again, I do like to go around my outlines first, and then I can go faster around my middles. Just make sure you don't do too much wait time or else you will see some lines. And so make sure that we're blending it nicely. There we go. Cute. I usually like to actually color before I die cut this out. So this is a little trickier for me to hold on to. So when you do yours, that's my tip too. Don't die cut until you're done coloring. And that just gives you a little bit more space to hold on to. Okay, going over some of these little edges here. That's pretty good. We're gonna move on to this one. Same thing. You can change it up if you want. Okay, I'm gonna be brave. Using just that brush tip for the legs. For his little tail, just tiny, tiny touches. There we go. And I still need to do the petal pink on this one. If you don't have petal pink, you can just leave that white space. That's the beauty about stamping on basic white. It's its own color in itself. Okay. Turning really cute. Go up to our larger deer. And around all of its face. Coming back down. You guys can totally fast forward this part if you do not need any tips for coloring and you're in this class, or you can just color along with me. If you have your kit, oh, I went a little crazy on that part. That's okay. If I was a perfectionist, I'd grab my color lifter. I am not a perfectionist. Not at all. Which is good and bad, right? You will totally tell that this is a handmade card colored by me. And every card I make, though, even though they're the same design, will not look the same. Okay. Let's go around this one. You see how that created a line right there? So I'm just going back over this so that we're avoiding those lines and getting the final leg. Okay, I'm gonna grab my petal pink. Actually, I'm gonna leave that one white just so you can kind of see the difference and decide which design you like better, petal pink or just white, up to you. Let's keep our petal pink for this card. All right, I think we're ready to assemble. So we have our garden green card base, and then for the PDF, my friend Linda, she likes to use the basic twine wrapped around the whole card base. I am not a whole card base kind of person. I like to wrap around DSP only because I just don't like it being seen on this backside here. Totally a preference choice. And then I have two options here. I'm going to go ahead and keep my stripes and my garden green. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this around. Again, I give myself about 5 inches, and I'm only wrapping it once. So just go from end to end. And then I'm going to tie a bow here at the very end of the left side. And this can be either a large or small bow, depending on what kind you like. I kind of like that big, crazy, floppy bow for this one here. Cute. Super floppy. I can adjust that as needed, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to grab my liquid glue and go around my edges like so. I want you to notice I give myself about 1/4 of an inch space between the end of the paper and the middle of the paper, or where I put the glue, I should say, because we want some squish room. We don't want to lay it down and all of a sudden you have glue coming out on all ends. That is something I definitely have learned over the years, and you learn in 1st and 2nd grade, but you don't realize how practical it is. All right, then we have this fun piece of real red that kind of just pulls everything together and has our focal point here. This would look really cute just like that, but I feel like that real red really makes this image come together. Grab that liquid glue, and then we're going to slide it underneath our baker's twine here. So a little slide, and then look both sides to see how high up we have it. So it's even on all 4. Looking pretty good there. Make sure I'm not too crooked. There we go. Then we're gonna grab some dimensionals for everything now. Everything except for the hollies. So we'll glue that on here in just a minute. But everything else, flip over to the other side. And we're gonna put dimensionals on the back. If you want to play with the placement of this one first, you know where to put dimensionals, go ahead and grab it. Sorry, I should have told you that beforehand. Put a dimensional on both ends of our hollies. All 3 of them. Oh, it's the end of the day here at my home. I don't know if you can hear it, but there goes the welcome home music we get every day. Okay, for this one, you can see that I have it all the way down here at the end. So it's up to you if you want to have this covering that baker's twine and then showing a little bit. Oh, let me get this in camera view, sorry. So you could have it all the way here at the end like we did our first one. And then that baker's twine would be showing up here. Or you could cover that one and then have a little bit of the red showing. I'm going to change it up a little bit because that's what I like to do from one card to the next. And that's the beauty of this card kit, is that you get 2 of each design. So that way you can change it as well and try different things. We're going to put just a couple of dimensionals on here. Remove the backings. We just want to give ourselves enough space. So I don't want to go for that to be in the middle. I want that to be right about here. I'm giving myself about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom there. Then we want to have our cute little deer family, reindeer family, and put them so they look like they're standing on top of our greeting. Remove the backings of off our holly. And then figure out which way you want this to go. Make sure that it's staying on your paper. If you just turning, there is a larger leaf out of the 3 of them. For that one, I kind of had it going the larger leaf on the top left and the 2 smaller here. That's just the way that I personally liked it, but turn it around, play with it a little bit. I'm gonna use my liquid glue to place these hollies. And we're gonna cover a lot of them up. They're mostly just to help us place our next embellishment here. Get in an angle that you like. Let's grab our cute embellishments and our real red. Grab the brush tip, and I want to use the larger one. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3 of them and color, because it is alcohol based. It won't have too much. You don't have to let it dry for too long, but I let it just sit there for a hot minute, and then we'll get ready to grab them and place them on our hollies. Super fun trick. So I could change these clear ones to any color that I have of my stamping blends. If you don't have stamping blends yet, add them to your list. They are a must get. But Sharpies or anything that's alcohol based would work in a pinch. Would they be the exact same color that I have on my paper? No. So that's the downside of using things that don't match. And that's the beauty of Stampin' Up, is that everything coordinates. So one thing from the next, I know that this is real red on real red. Okay. Cute, cute. Let's get this one up in view so you can see again how adorable that turned out. I did some heavy shading here, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Looks like a little bit more fur. And if you have seen a real reindeer before, you know that their kind of fur is kind of like patchy looking. Super, super cute. You'll have to let me know which designer series paper you use and which one you prefer. The one in the PDF is the holly based one. So from the Reindeer Days one. So that's the one that would match beautifully as well. All right, go ahead and set these to the side. Let's keep on going. We have 2 more to go. Let's grab our next card, which is our cute little family cluster here. I love that this uses a piece of designer series paper that isn't very big. And we have a little bit of fussy cutting going, and we've added some pool party. So I'm in love with this one as well. That's the Granny Apple Green card base. Grab that one in, and let me grab my kit. Let's do some stamping first. I've already stamped our deer and colored them, so we'll have that ready to go. And let me grab my piece of paper. There we go. Okay, foam mat, because this is photopolymer, and I like to have that extra cushion. And then just a grid piece of paper or scrap piece of paper for us to do some stamping. All right. Grab those really cute little stars. They look like this. And grab your pool party ink. Let me put this up a little higher, give it some more space. There we go. Pool party ink. And open it up and stamp random snowflakes. That's what this one looks like. Snowflakes and snowballs or snow little dots. And just create a fun little background. It does not have to be perfect. It's just a background piece. I do like to turn it so that I get like different things by different parts. But you honestly could almost just stamp it one way all the way across, and it would cover a good portion of it. So if I did it like that, and I would go there again, then it would be an easy stamp. Cute, cute. Okay. Then we just need to stamp our Christmas is Better together. And in your kit, you should have a little piece of basic white, which you'll do your stamping on. With the real red ink. That one there. And then we'll do some fussy cutting out. Ink that up and stamp. Nice. Grab our paper snips. First, put that ink away. We're done with that. We don't want to get that everywhere. And grab your paper snips. First, we're going to create a banner at the end of our pool party. Again, cut first in the center, then go to one corner and cut to the center. You'll start to see it start to drop. Usually I'll let it hang for a little bit and I'll go to the other side and cut to that center right there as well. Okay, we'll do a pull off, nice. And then fussy cut this guy. Get rid of the extra. When you're making yours, you're making 2 of each, so make sure you stamp everything twice when you are preparing. And we're just doing some rounded edges and some straight edges. I like to go round around those big letters, so our S and our R, And then I'll go straight across our Christmas. And then I'll come around it again around our C until we get over back to our inside. Come a little straight here. And then we'll go around our T for this one. Kind of like so. Okay. That one's ready. Set that aside. And we're ready to assemble. See, it wasn't nice that we already have that colored in. That made that step go a lot quicker. Grab our bone folder, get it nicely on that score line. This design series paper has two sides, so you can pick, of course. We have the fun polka dot look here that's multicolored, or that green on green. I'm liking the green on green. This one had the fun true one. Ooh, I lied. There's a little bit more stamping to do. Let's grab our granny apple green. I almost forgot until I looked at our card. You'll see a little peekaboo tree. So right behind here, we have some trees that are on the bottom and the top, and we're going to create a really cool elonged tree. So this tree is little, and if I were to stamp it underneath there, it would be completely covered by our DSP. So we're going to stamp it twice on bottom and top to see it getting longer. So let me grab our granny apple green, so it's the same color as the card base, and let me grab my foam mat just to be on the safe side, just to make sure that we stamp the best we can. We're gonna go bottom right there, and then we're gonna come above it, and you want it to have, this one I went too short, I fell. So if you want, you can almost line this up, showing off where our little bottom's gonna go. And I want it to go a little bit higher. So I'm going to do my first one right here. And then the center part is going to be covered up. So we'll just see the top and the bottom of the tree there. Super cute. And now I have my first one. I know where I need to go to stamp it. Space it over a little bit. My goal is to have about 5 trees here. But it's up to you how many you want and how close you want. Stamp it on the bottom, stamp it on the top. So cute. It's like these double stacked trees, right? So far I have 4. We'll get maybe one more here on this side. And I will grab my piece of paper again because it looks like I'm going to stamp off. Okay. Here's our last tree on this edge here. And going right there. So about where the star hits the base of the tree is a good lineup spot. Again, it's a preference of how high you want it to be, but that's a good way to know it's lined up right. Okay. Now we can put away our ink. Glad I didn't forget that step because that is such a fun one to make that tree look like it's taller than it is. Grab your liquid glue and let's glue on our DSP. Covering up most of those trees there. You can kind of see I dip low on some of them, but that's okay. Okay, lining that up straight. I'm going to use my grid sheet here to help me and wiggle it to where it needs to be. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now we add our bannered pool party. Again, with some liquid glue on the back. Come to the end of the right side center and place down. I keep on shimmying my card so it looks like it's going crooked, so I apologize for that. And then I do end up putting it on crooked, so let me keep it straight. There we go. Awesome. Now we need dimensionals on the back of our reindeer and our cute little greeting. If you wanted to cut some of these dimensionals in half to fit better on the greeting, you totally could. I'm just going to put one on bottom and one on top. Kind of a diagonal there. Okay, remove the backings of each one. I like to put my deer on first because he's a larger guy and he's harder to find good space for. So I'm going to have him coming over here. And he's going to be floating on our DSP. So that's kind of like his ground there. Make sure his little tail's still on. Grabbing our greeting. Christmas is better together, and it's up to you if you want it on the banner and covering that up or a little bit above. I'm just gonna go a little bit above it, like so. And then we just need to do our embellishing now. We created a cute little bow with our baker's twine, our real red and basic white. For a little bit, this one was on non-orderable because it was such a hit. And this one does go with the sweet, with the Reindeer Fun. Oh, cute. So I'm making a tiny bow this time. So I'm holding on to that knot, then pulling it when it looks like it looks good to make it nice and tight. Grabbing my ends to cut them together. There we go. And I'm finding a glue dot to add to that. If you wanted to make a cute little one for the baby, a bow I think would be too big, but you could just do a knot on the baker's twine and do it that way. Glue dot to attach. Cute, 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 cute. Love that. We are not changing anything on this pecan pie one now. We're finally going to use it, which matches our cute deer perfectly. These dimensional backings are everywhere, so I apologize for that. All right, here, let's grab I'm going to grab 2 large and 1 small. Let me see if I can't pick it up. Let's go. Paper snips. If you don't have paper snips, you can use also your fingernails or the Take a Pick tool. So 1 large one up on that green space on the card base itself. And then over here on the DSP, I'm going to have a large one and then the smaller one going at an angle just left on the top of it there. Oh my goodness. Let me get this close up so you can see how cute. And that bling is just enough, right? Our super cute one, the Christmas is better together. It goes perfect with the saying. Let me get my original in so you can see the difference between the two. And let me know what you think and kind of see that the trees are taller here. And that just the difference between the DSP as well, that darker green versus the white-based tree line as well. Both adorable, but for different reasons. Last card, you guys ready? You've hung in this far. I'm so proud of you. The last one is adorable. They all are adorable, but this one is so cute because it uses the dies. This right here is 3 different colors of cardstock to create our cute little friend. And then we have a really fun trick we use to create this circling frame here. We have 1 thing to stamp. Let's get that stamping done real fast, and then I'll show you all the fun assembling and the secrets behind this cute little framing here. Again, using that Stylish Shapes where we die cut this fun banner here. And we need our real red. He's definitely the star of the night. Matches our design series paper, so that was easy. Sometimes you're like, should I use the cherry cobbler? Should I use real red? Whatever matches the paper is usually the winner for me, which just happened to be real red for this one. All right, may your days be full of cheer. Ink it up. And line it up on top. Press down. Lift up. Looks great. I might need to re-ink my real red here soon. You see it's looking a little bit lighter. Almost Poppy Parade there. Still works. Okay. Let me show you the secrets of this next part. So what we had to do, and your kit will already come like this. You're going to die cut 2 of these shapes. This comes from the Spotlight on Nature. It is the largest size with this kind of fun leaf or scalloped edge here. You have one in basic white, one in garden green. Awesome. Then what we're going to take from our dies, our reindeer dies, our Reindeer Fun, are the dies. I store mine inside my stamp set. Let me grab that out. They have this beautiful branch one that's in a circle, kind of like a wreath, but like half wreath. And we went ahead and placed it in the center of our garden green. What happens when we do that, it then die cuts this part here out. Take your paper snips. Yours will come attached in your kit, and just lightly lift up. You may grab your Take a Pick tool and to completely go. If you feel like some of it's getting stuck, take your paper snips and actually cut around it. Some of them come out really nicely. You just kind of use a poke through, and some of them are a little bit trickier, but that's the basis of that. Also, when you get yours, make sure you go around each one of these and make some fun confetti that you'll have until the end of the year for sure. All right, those are my 2 tips for you. Otherwise, yours will look very something similar to this, and we are going to glue these 2 together. I like to use liquid glue because when you first put it on, it will not look right. The scallops are not all perfect, so I'm going to take just a little bit of liquid glue here on our garden green one. Okay, and around this part here. I'm going to try to do a nice lineup. Flip this over and then look through here and see if we can't. Oh, I did it. Oh, let's see. First try, or do I need to shimmy? Nice. There we go. So now we want to make sure we see through here. That's why I want to make sure we line those ones up. That's looking really good. Okay, let that dry while we get our cute little 3-step reindeer pieces in. We have them in 3 different colors of cardstock. This is our early espresso, this is our basic white, and this is our pecan pie. What we do is we glue them on in this order. So flip over your basic white. He's going to go on to our antler friend. So little dots here and there. And this is pretty easy line up. I do the line up to the bottom and the line up to his ears. Let me just pick him up though. Hold on. So you can see. Okay, so here we go on our ears on the top and our bottom right here. You can flip it over, make sure there's no white coming on the back side. You know you did good. And look, this is how we create those really cute dark reindeer eyes. Grab your pecan pie one, do a little adhesive above and below, and then do dots. When I have little glue spots, I don't make a line, I usually just do a dot. Flip this one over and line them up. Again, using those ears as my guide. Oh my goodness. Okay, he gets cuter and cuter every single time I play with him. Look how cute that is. I have one more. Let me show you my other card I made. I put it in a safe spot. To show you just the difference what that card could, or what that reindeer can look like. Oh, here he is. Different shades of the reindeer. This one has the pecan pie for his antlers, and then crumb cake for his top piece there. So still super cute. This one really crazy with the dies. This was one of my swaps, and I'll have that one over my blog if you want directions on this one. So fun. These dies are amazing. Bells, wreath, reindeer, holly, and these fun little presents here. So love not only the stamp set, but the dies for this one really are amazing. Okay, pick a side. I'm gonna go the more busy side, kind of match our original with the lights. And then make sure I'm doing it not the wrong way. We don't open up. How many cards have you made and then you open backwards? I can at least name at least a handful, if not more. So I always try to double check, but just in case, it's okay. Send that to your favorite friend who also makes cards, and they will get a laugh at it, knowing that we usually don't open cards backwards. Okay, looking good. This is now glued together, so we're going to attach the whole thing to the center of our card base here. Nice. Rotate it so it looks like these ones are going straight up like that. There you go. This covers up a lot of space for that top and bottom there. You'll notice it takes a lot of that card front. And then we'll need some dimensionals to add our greeting and our reindeer. Grab our dimensionals. Either do just a row of 3 or go top and bottom on that one with 4. I want to go, let's see if I have enough space on this guy. I think we're just going to go middle for that one. I do like to do the banner first, though. Again, when you're adding items like this, you want to go the bigger first so that you fill the space that you have. Okay, center here. Nice. Then our cute little reindeer friend. We're going to slide him right in here. So his antlers are coming up and touching just a little bit of that green. Cute. And then we can add a little bow to the left of him. using that amazing baker's twine, real red and basic white, kind of looks like a candy cane. I think that was their idea, right? Oh, this is looking crazy. Let's see if I need to fix or redo. Holding the knot. This one's a medium bow, so not super floppy like those first two, but not super small like our last one. Just like a perfect medium. Okay, paper snips for our ends, nice. And then it's up to you where you want to place this. Grab your glue dot, knot to the dot to pick it up, press and pinch. And then I'm just gonna set this guy right about here. So just to the left of our friend. And then our last piece is to embellish with his cute nose. Using that same tip we did where we grabbed our real red, we're gonna color in the larger, clear one. Our real red right there. And grabbing him off and sticking him right there. You don't have to make him Rudolph if you don't want, because that, oh, his nose is super cute as Early Espresso as well. So I'm trying to make sure I get him mostly center. I used my paper snips last time and I probably should again. There we go. Or tweezers would be helpful. There we go. Cute. Oh my goodness. Let's get him close up. May all your days be full of cheer. Who wouldn't love this card? So adorable. All right, let's get all of our friends back in here. All of our Reindeer Fun. So we have our cute little die cut reindeer, our Christmas is Better Together, our cute holly cards, and then don't forget our bells that we have, and then these were our bonus cards. So I have that fun fold that has our presents featuring, and then that's just an extra bonus for you guys to look at later over on my blog. I hope you guys have endured this video. Sorry it's so long, but it's totally worth it with these fun cards. Have a great day and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.